this is my last one. And I think this one kind of deserves a bit of an explanation. It's a pretty complicated one. It's called Urban Native. I whakapapa Araya genealogy to Aotearoa, New Zealand, but I was born and raised here. So there's the diaspora aspect of that. And then there's also, I was raised primarily in Waikiki for most of my life, which is a strange thing to a lot of people. So the city is where I feel most comfortable, or the city, I guess. I don't know what that is, but in the gross part is where I feel comfortable because it's where I was raised. So I didn't get to go hang out in nature a lot as a kid. I didn't get to go to my homeland a lot as a kid. So there's, this is for people who know what that feels like. So, yeah, thank you for having me. Tell all of them, those natural, healthy, good names, ones with the nice sunsets on their lanai, that locally grown and sourced budget, no idea what it means to have the entire breadth of the city so embedded in your everyday, not even the earth can feel you when you're ripped away from it. How do I tell them that I mess with sweet potato, but only when it's next to some cow? That cheese on toast or a bag of Doritos is sometimes what I need after a hard day, that mom and dad did the best they could, but as many days as she cooked, mom also had to come through with a happy meal because, either way, I need to get fed. Will they believe me when I say that I'm decolonized? Every post or status having something to say about a sustainable diet, but I was raised on the white man's sugar, craving. Speak Tino Rangatiratanga in the same breath as, yo, can we stop at the Jack in the Box on the way home? Will they acknowledge my type of chain breaking? See my resistance as valid? I get restless in Kahaluu and during the middle of the night in Glenfield, New Zealand, love waking up to the sunlight but need a couple of cards outside to complete it. So, from good to bad on the native scale, where do I sit? Where do I get placed? Sad half-blood with no taste for vegetables, with a stomach to live too far out of the city. Tell me again how much time I'm shaving off my life by choosing the 7-Eleven over a good kale smoothie. How much more connected to my heritage I would be gardening out in the country instead of digging myself deeper into Waikiki and Chinatown's heartbeat. What do you say to each other when we aren't there? Us urban natives. The ones who never got the forest hikes growing up, hauled off for a workday in the kalo patch, used to a Whopper and fries but have a hard time when our own food is put on the table. Those of us who were born and raised away from the haukainga, never taught our language, the cousin who watches and can't sing along, spent our first night on a marae at 21 and knowing that no matter what we will always be considered some sort of incomplete, some sort of half, not enough. How much longer does it take for us to get there? To become full like you? When will my blood go from half-bleached to ancestor brown, what I would give to be like centuries past? The amount of salt cemented into my face from all the crying, imagine the mulivai I could make with it. How much of my later teenage years spent hating myself for my skin, for my diet, for the way my body reacts whenever it's surrounded by trees instead of buildings. I'm sorry. Now that I'm older, I become less good at trying to make you like me. Wish I inherited farming and country living from my great-grandparents, but I got a different survival. Recognize the value of growing up with family, but still hold the important lessons every adopted uncle and auntie on the corner of Lili'ua, Kalani, and Cledcorn gave me in my youth. It'd be nice to have a vegetable now and then, but I know that what I do with my diet has nothing in common with how the rest of this body gets liberated. I like that view over the bay and my friend Noah's house, but nothing beats the blending of the city lights as I drift off to sleep. I'm afraid my living, my native, my decolonized is something you're just gonna have to deal with. Thank you.